Hi, everybody. So I'm going to give you a quick run through on how to create a page on your Schoology. Now, when I say a page, when your students um, first log on, when they go to Schoology and they click on your course name or your classroom, whatever you want to call it, this is what they'll see. This is what they'll first see. Okay, what they'll see first. And here's mine. And welcome to Miss Hammond's Media. There's nothing strange or unusual about your librarian standing in front of Cinderella's castle with many ears reading. So there you go. There's mine. And I have buttons here that will take them to my Zoom link, weekly lessons, typing practice, and websites. So as soon as they get on here, this is what they're going to see. And you want this, we want our Schoology courses to look kid friendly because especially for elementary school, but I think middle school will appreciate it also. Because right now it looks like something like Canvas or college, courses, and kids don't want to look at that. Okay. So if we can make it look more kid friendly, the better. Doesn't have to be fancy, just something simple. And I think this is pretty basic. And I'll show you why it's pretty basic because it's not hard. It just takes some steps. Now mine don't have links yet. I did not add links on there yet. And I'll make that a separate video. Okay. So how did I even learn how to do this? Like I said, mine is basic. Miss Hurst, her name is. Her video is phenomenal. I yesterday this is what I used to create mine. Hers is a lot fancier. I'm not there yet. I'm okay with that. She just gave me I would stop, pause. I'm sorry, I'd pause and then go back and do what she tell me. Pause and go back and do what she would tell me to do. So I can get as close as I can to what she did. So it's excellent. Even though I'm doing a basic run through, I highly recommend that you watch this video as well because it's better and more detailed than what I'm going to even tell you. I just want to give you a basic idea. Okay, so here you go. The first thing you're going to do is how do you even start any of this? Well, you're going to want to create a Google slide. Here's the one I've already made. And over here, you have your background. Nothing's different, or I didn't do anything special, just like what you would normally do if you want to make a presentation to show your class. And yes, this is a Bitmoji, which is fun. If you, and you see I have it saved right over here, my bookmarks there. I highly recommend that you create one because it's fun and the kids get a kick out of it. All right. So when this, what you see here, I had on my page, right? So I'm going to, after I'm done creating it and I'm happy with it, okay, I'm going to go to File and Download. You're going to want to download it as a JPEG. And then it's going to say show in folder, copy to clipboard, show in folder. Yesterday, I made a big mistake by just saving it and just keep going on. That was a bad idea because when I started to paste to my Schoology on the page, I started getting confused. I'm like, oh my God, they look the same. These buttons look the same. I was clicking on the wrong thing. So you want to rename it. So I'm going to click on it. This is what I just did in front of you here. And here you go, rename. I'm going to just say my header. I've already done it, but there you go. Whatever you need to type in to make you remember. So there you go. I highly recommend that. Now, how about those buttons? How about these buttons here? What did I do to create those? All right. So you can go to your shapes here and go directly off of that and start typing in them, and you can make that your button, or you can insert image. You can search from the web. And I'd already done that earlier. I didn't use this one because it's not that great looking, but I'm going to use it right now because this is just an example. So I'm just going to scroll down here. And insert. Okay. And right here, it's really big right now. So I'm going to go to page setup. We want to fix those dimensions, okay? I'm going to go to page setup, And I'm going to customize this right now. And I'm going to do 2x2 because that is what she did. So I'm going to stick with that because it worked out just fine. And I'm going to click apply. And now the reason for that is too because when you are putting it in your on your Schoology page, you don't want it to be too big or too small. Now I'm going to insert a text box, and then I'm going to name it whatever I want. Let's pretend this was my website's button here, and we know that this is way too big. Okay. And then there you go. And then you can make it creative by, also adding some clip art over here like I did. For example, take a look. Under weekly lessons, I made a little computer. I won't do all that right now because we're just going to take up more time. I don't want to make this video super duper long. And you can be as creative as possible. Now, look what happened when I made this 2x2. Oh, before I move on, actually, don't forget. So now I want to go to File, and I'm going to go to Page Setup. And, oh no, I'm sorry. I meant we already did that part. Hold on. We're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Download, go back with the JPEG, and I'm going to stick to my own advice. I'm going to Show in Folder. And there it is, okay? And I'm going to click on it. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it Websites Button. Call it whatever you want, but that's what that was. So I'm going to remember it. So when I see it, it says already exists. I'm going to say okay. All right, because I already done this before. And then I'm just going to do that for how many other any more buttons. I'm getting tongue-tied here that I want to create. I'm just going to keep going. So for example, for this one, I can just do copy and go over here, paste, and then I can include a text box of the new information that I'm going to include in here, my new button title. So that's that. And when I went on to my Schoology page here, okay, now how did I add all of that stuff over here? So when you go to, here, let me go to my courses. Now, I already linked my courses too. If you haven't watched that short video that I sent the other day on how to link courses, you really, really want to do that, especially if you're a specials teacher and you teach more than one first grade class, or if you're a middle school teacher, you teach multiple sections of the same subject, then it's a good idea to do that too. So I've already done that here. So here's from McCullough. If you go there, I just want to show you what it looked like. And I click on, now it says welcome here for me. When the kids go onto their computers, they're going to see this right away. They're going to see your page right away. So let me go back. I already did this for my McCullough students. I'm going to go to Whitmore, the other building that I teach at. I don't know about this year though. We're still working things out with schedules and everything. So I'm going to go to Add Materials, and I'm going to go to Add Page. And you can give your page a title, whatever you want. I'm just going to write welcome. And after I created that stuff, now I want to insert it, right? So I'm going to go to this insert content here, is a little square with the arrow in it. I'm going to click on Image, Media, Attach File. And remember, it was a good idea to label these things here. Oh, I'm going to put in my header. And there it is. Now, if you're unhappy with the dimensions after you post or you click create, and if you're like, oh, it's way too big, it's too wide, here you go. You can play with the dimensions over here as well. When you do that, I highly recommend that you make the big header here, align it to the left, and you can do whatever you want with the dimensions. Now, when you're including those buttons, same thing. I'm just going to go back to Insert Content, insert the media or the image, I mean, and then attach file. And then I can include those buttons that I also worked on. Now, excuse me. And so I'm going to go down. I'm going to click create to show you what it looks like. And here it is. So right now I think it looks cute, but I'm not happy with it because this is way too big. And we don't want, when the kids are logging in, we want to have them see everything, not where they have to, everything is scrunched down here and that this is way too big. So again, you'd want to work with the dimensions. And that's what I did over here with my, whoops, now I lost it. With what I initially showed you, my page that I initially showed you. So that's just a basic run through. I hope I didn't go too fast. If I did, it's okay because this is a video. Like I said, she gets into a lot more detail. She's excellent. And mine is basic. If you want to get a lot more technical with yours, go for it. I would definitely watch this. Watch mine first and then watch this so you can get into more detail and make it a little bit more fancier if you need.